Hey there. So I'm here at an office center today, and I'm going to make a face-to-face video because what I have to say is pretty interesting and rather important and relevant to the other stuff that I post on this channel. I was walking outside of Back Bay Station earlier today and just walking down the sidewalk, and someone, a female, came up to me, seemed to know who I was, and she basically told me that people can see all of the videos that I have on my phone, that there is a activist group in my building, and that everybody knows everything that I do in there, everything that I say. She was saying other stuff too, and at first I just didn't know what she was talking about, and then I realized like she knows what she's talking about. She said it's an activist group. And given that the tenants in my building are basically a bunch of really aggressive harassers and have been for years, it makes sense that this would be due to some type of activist group. She did mention the name of the activist group, but I'm not going to mention it here. But you can guess what it probably is, right? And now everything makes a lot more sense because it's not just one person or two people. It's a group, and it's not just a group in that building. It is a international activist group. Okay, so they're very well known, and they take action against people who they don't like. They have a lot of resources, and apparently the landlord is a big sponsor. Oh yeah, that's the other thing she mentioned. She said that the landlord is helping them. So I don't know who this woman was. I've never seen her before. She walked up to me, seemed to know who I was. I'm assuming, as I've mentioned before, that there's some type of GPS-based situation going on, either with some kind of an Apple AirTag on my bags or on my personal property when I'm out and about, or it's a GPS thing on my cell phones. But people always seem to know exactly where to find me, especially if they're trying to harass me or give me a hard time. They know exactly where I am. So wherever I show up, people who seem to have a problem with me suddenly show up as well. And sometimes they get in my face for absolutely no reason when I'm just sitting there minding my own business, keeping my face down, looking at my phone, things like that. I was actually supposed to be in court this morning for a jury trial, not mine. I'm just a witness in this jury trial for what is now like the 15th physical assault in and around Boston, where I've been the victim of very aggressive, violent males who did not know me. I don't know them, but yet they took it upon themselves to physically, really try to beat the F out of me. That's not a coincidence. You cannot possibly be constantly getting physically assaulted by men that you've never seen before, have nothing to do with, that come at you as you're minding your own business, and not have that be some sort of an activist situation. It's funny because most of my most aggressive hate stalkers are men who don't look like me, but the ones who try to help me are the women who don't look like me, if that makes any sense. So the woman who came up to me outside of Back Bay Station today, she does not look like me. She's not part of my ethnic group, but she was trying to help me. I think she was trying to be nice. And at first I wasn't, when somebody approaches you, you're kind of like, what the heck? Are you selling something? What do you want? And then she said, look, everybody sees the videos that you have on your phone. Everybody knows what you do in your apartment. They know what you say. They know what you do. It's a group of activists in your building. They don't want you to live there. The landlord is helping them. She said the landlord is helping them. So I don't know how the landlord is helping them other than obviously not doing anything. But now the stinking water, the remote tasering, which now I realize is the use of some sort of microwave emitting device, EMP device or something like that. I thought it was a remote controlled stun gun, but it's something like that, right? Similar to that. That literally zaps you at close range, but through walls without touching you. That is very serious stuff. And the surveillance devices, the fact that everybody keeps telling me they can see what I do in that unit. I mean, this isn't the first time that people have literally told me to my face that everybody can see what I do in that apartment. A year ago, I was actually working on a research project for 6 weeks as part of a group, and the members of that group all knew what I was saying and doing in my apartment. They said it was a activist situation. One of the group members, her name was Wendy, she confirmed that there's surveillance devices in my bathroom, because I was talking about how I was late one day, and I said, yeah, I have to shower with a t-shirt on, otherwise the sex offender in the bathroom right next to mine starts smacking the wall, and the violent thug directly below starts hitting the ceiling of my unit, hitting his ceiling, which is my floor. And Wendy goes, she's like, yeah, that's true. Because this guy named Peter was like, what is she talking about? Is she like for real? And Wendy was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, everybody can see what she does in there. She said, it's the landlord. So how do you prove that, right? I mean, there's a case in court right now with the landlord. How do you prove that?